Hey guys, Shyleen, Shawn here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please take the time to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, that is at Shawns_wardrobe. I will soon be changing everything to Shyleen Shawn. My Instagram, my YouTube channel name is already there, and my Poshmark closet, and I will be ditching Shawns_wardrobe just because it's more cohesive and a lot of people think my first name is Shawn, so we're just gonna soon be cohesive. If you are new here, I am a full-time reseller on the Poshmark app. I also cross-list to Mercari, eBay, Tradesy. You know, if I can make a sale somewhere, my shit's gonna be there. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And I did a poll on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me there, you know, I do polls. You guys get to pick my content sometimes on what you wanted to see first. Either a POSHFEST 2018 wrap-up, which was amazing. First off, POSHFEST was amazing. Or if you guys wanted to see my very choppy-ass vlog. So this is also a disclaimer for when those vlogs come out, they're gonna be choppy. Your girl was having lots of fun, and when you're having fun, you forget to pull your camera out, you forget to put your phone, you pull your phone out, and a lot of people don't want to be on camera or in your vlogs. So the vlogs are choppy, but I still think it's a decent amount of good footage just to kind of give you an overall, you know, look at how my experience was in Dallas. But today we're going to be doing a wrap-up, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about POSHFEST and what happened, mainly about the agenda. So if you were there or you know the agenda, you can skip through that or whatever, watch it, I don't care what you do. I'll be talking about my thoughts, and then I asked you guys to ask me some questions on my Instagram, and I will also be answering those at the end. So yeah, that's pretty much the layout of this video. I don't want it to be too long, but I think it is nice to have an all-encompassing video about how fucking great POSHFEST was. It was amazing. I had the time of my life. I met people that I know are gonna be in my life. I'm gonna start crying. I'm not gonna start crying. I met people I know that are gonna be in my life forever. Even if it's for a long time, even if it's not forever. I met so many just beautiful, amazing, inspiring, motivated women. And it was just, honestly, the best thing in the world to be around people who not only do what you do on a day-to-day basis, but who are passionate, people who love their job, people who would kill to spend the day in the Goodwill and find things. You know, people who honestly are just like grabbing life by its shit and just taking control of their own path, their own destiny. That type of motivation, that type of experience, honestly, like, you can't put a price on it. That shit can't be bought. And it was amazing. I keep telling myself, depending on where it's gonna be next year, we'll decide if I'm gonna be there or not, but I don't care where it's at. I will be there. I don't care how broke I am. I will be the first motherfucker to buy a ticket because I know they sell out quick. And I'm hoping that POSHFEST grows. This year was amazing. I think it was close to 1,000 people. I think it was a little over 800 or something like that. But I hope POSHFEST grows. I hope they can sell more tickets next year. I hope more people can truly experience it. And I want to say thank you 1,000 times over for giving little old me the chance of a lifetime to fly to Dallas 2 weeks before POSHFEST and meet all of you guys. And honestly, literally every day I was there I cried. Multiple reasons. But Saturday night after the party, I came back to my room and I talked to Tina for a while, which is worth a look. I was with Tina and Lynn the entire time. I love them to death. I love them so much. But I was with Tina and I was just sitting there telling her, like, it's crazy, you know? It's really crazy when you sit there and think about what happened last week, because I don't do things like that. Things like that don't happen to me. You know, Shyleen doesn't fly to Dallas and meet a bunch of strangers. Shyleen doesn't go to a conference and people are walking up to her who actually know who she is. You know, shit like that doesn't happen. And I really just want to thank y'all. I'm always thanking you guys because I'm truly fucking just so appreciative that I was able to do that, you know. It means a lot to me. We're gonna get into the video. Is this part of the intro? I don't know. We're here for a good time, not a long time. That's my new saying. That and why not. I live for why not. I will eventually get it tattooed on me because that is honestly like, that's my motto right now. I was so anxious before going to POSHFEST. If you follow me on my Instagram, you seen me crying, you seen me panicking. I was, you know, panicking about the flight. I hadn't been on a plane since like middle school. I don't even remember being on the plane in middle school. Like, that's so far back. Being on a plane, traveling alone, dealing with my hair. My hair never does what I really want it to do, and meeting a whole bunch of people for the first time. I was really anxious about if my hair was going to cooperate with me, so I wore a wig the whole time. I had my hair in a head wrap during day 2 during the conference, but I was worried about my hair, I was worried about my outfits, I was worried about if people were actually gonna like me in person, if people were actually gonna accept me. I was worried about so many things, overthinking, anxiety, nervousness. Like, you just feel this heavy, heavy, heavy weight on your chest, and I literally felt like I wanted to throw up. I was nervous before my flight. I vaped before my flight, and that immediately calmed me down. Whenever I was there and I was anxious, I vaped because I know it's gonna just soothe me and it's just gonna like bring down my anxiety and bring me back to a place of level-headedness and just overall like calmness. But I honestly said fuck all that anxiety, and I overcame it. I had such a good time. If you have anxiety, please do not let that, I mean, I know my anxiety does get bad, but I will never sit here and say that I have crippling anxiety that keeps me from doing a lot of things, because I don't. But I do get anxiety. It's not crippling or severe or anything like that. There's definitely, you know, there's a spectrum of anxiety like there is anything. And I do get it, I do have it, but it's not crippling. But if you do have crippling or severe anxiety, I hate that you have that. I hate that you have to go through that, and I hate that, unfortunately, that's something that our brain does, and it's gonna keep you from doing things, and it fucking sucks. But if somehow you can manage to push through all of that, and you can manage to tell yourself that I gotta make this happen, I gotta do it. You know, I have to make this happen. If somehow you can, you know, afford the trip next year and you overcome your anxiety and you go, I don't think you're gonna regret it. I don't think anybody regretted going to POSHFEST. I think even if you went and didn't learn a lot, that the networking was just phenomenal. Meeting everybody was phenomenal. The party was phenomenal. The Thursday pre-POSHFEST party was absolutely amazing. Like, I've never been to a lot of parties, so I can't sit here and tell you, but it's the best party I've ever been to. But it was honestly just the fucking experience of a lifetime. It was the experience of a lifetime. I lost my gay pride pin. My gay pride bracelet there. I have no idea where it's at. So my POSHFEST wristband, what am I saying? My POSHFEST wristband is my new everyday bracelet. I'm fucking rambling. We're gonna get into the video now. So if you're watching this video and you have no idea what POSHFEST is, it is an annual conference hosted by Poshmark where new and veteran sellers and anybody who can afford a ticket can come and network, learn a bunch of things, hear a bunch of speakers. everybody, mine has a little schmutz right there. Everybody got one of these agenda papers, so it kind of lets you know what was going on throughout the day. It was really helpful to have, that way I didn't have to keep checking my phone. And when you register, you get a swag bag pretty much filled with stuff. We got a deodorant, we got pins, we got a patch, we got poly mailers. There was like a granola bar in there, this agenda. There were so many like little cool things in there. But I'm just gonna go over the agenda real quick and just kind of give you an idea of how the day went. So day 1, October 12th, we have breakfast and registration. That was from 8 to 9:30. We pre-registered, so we didn't have to do that. And then we went into Posh Story. So that's pretty much how they kind of like kicked off the day. So there were 3 amazing women who got up there and shared their Poshmark story and showed us pretty much how they got to where they are today. And then we went into different panels. We have Making Posh Your New 9 to 5. So we had 3 people up there and a moderator talking about making Poshmark your full-time job. And then we had Think Like a Marketer, Grow Your Business Like a Rock Star. So then we talked about, they talked about marketing, social media, branding, different things like that. I really liked Monique Gatillion, LA Retro Girl. Not that I didn't like the other ones, but she really, really stood out. Her closet is amazing. She's really sweet in person. She gave me a really cool sticker. But yeah, so they did that. And then after we had the 2 panels in the Posh Stories, Manish came out, the CEO, and he did the State of the Posh Union, and that was really cool. He did that for 20 minutes. He talked about where Poshmark is going, kind of where Poshmark came from. They announced that they're expanding internationally. They have opened an office in Canada, which is amazing. So Poshmark's coming to Canada. And I think that's so great, because I think one thing that a lot of people are not realizing is that people in underdeveloped countries could now sell their own items. So, you know, women in Africa who make, you know, dashikis or beaded jewelry or head wraps could now sell their goods on Poshmark. That is so empowering, that is so strong, and that is honestly life-changing, especially because us in the States, we know how easy Poshmark is to use. We know how simple it is. We know how beautiful the interface is, and we know that it is an app that you can easily learn. You know, I taught my mother how to use Poshmark. She's 39. She uses no social media, like no Facebook, no Twitter, nothing like that. So this was really the first app that she kind of dove into, and she understands it completely. It's not a very hard app to learn, but I think it is amazing that they're going internationally. Slowly but surely, obviously. They're not going to have an office in each country next year, but baby steps. Canada's a big thing. That's a big step. So then there were lunch and open closet consultations. I did not participate in the open closet consultations. Me and Olivia, my new PFF, East Coast Resale, love her to death. We ate lunch together, and then we had the Posh Marketplace. I went there the next day, so that was pretty much a bunch of boutiques, so you could see the items they're selling. You could talk to the actual boutique owner. I talked to Atelier Sona. I do eventually want to buy some jewelry from her, because I think that would be a beautiful addition to my Poshmark closet. And then we just have these breakout sessions, which I really did not understand why they did that. Pretty much your name tag had a sticker on it, and depending on your sticker depended on where you went. So me and Olivia stayed in the ballroom, the main area, because of our sticker color. And they pretty much had a group of people come in and talk on the stage, and then they would rotate to the next, you know, big group of people, because there were 3 different sticker colors. I don't understand why they didn't just keep us all in the ballroom and then have the 3 groups just come up one at a time. I don't really think that was beneficial. But what do I know? There's probably a reason why they did it. To me, I don't see the reason why they did it. But the breakout sessions were, there were 3 of them. Building influence, how to stand out in a saturated social media world. So that was with Amanda Weiss and Caitlin. They talked about the use of hashtags, tagging clothing, like tagging brands, tagging locations. They talked about different apps you could use. Really, really good talk. Then we had my sales report, Unleashing the Power of Your Closet data with the COO, John McDonald. That was probably the best session, and I wish it was longer, and I really wish there were Q&A portions to all of these. I hated that there really wasn't a chance for us to ask questions, because when you're pushing all this information out at people, they're gonna have questions. So that's definitely one thing I wish they would have had, was a Q&A portion, even for 10 minutes at the end, you know, and you just tell the speaker to keep it real short to the point for the answer so we could get through a lot of people. And then we had the Path to Posh Life Balance, organizational tips to hack productivity. So we had more Posh stories, how I became a boss babe by spreading Posh love. That was with Empty Hanger and Adiel. And then we had Scaling Your Brand Beyond Your Closet. And then we had Happy Hour, which is where I met Jackie and Elsa, who are just phenomenal people. Jackie's Jacklick Posh. And they gave us 2 free drink tickets, so I had 2 cranberry vodkas because that is now my choice of drink, thanks to Olivia. And we pretty much had like an hour and a half to mingle with people. Another one of my complaints, Poshmark, like I've said, POSHFEST was amazing, but there are definitely some things I think that they could improve. I wish they would have had more time for us to mingle. I learned the most from other sellers and from talking to people about their business and what works best for them. And, you know, I just really wish they would have had either a 3rd day or just a few hours for us to walk around and network. That would have been phenomenal. So the next day, pretty much the same thing. You know, we had breakfast, they had closet consultations, they had some different things. They had like a live thrifting session with Keep Calm and Posh On and Stacy Purshel. They had a cover shot demonstration, and then we had a bunch of different panels. My Poshmark journey, getting to know Poshmark's first employee with Leanne. Presentation, charted territory, understanding data and forecasting trends. That was the second best. Actually, they were both really good. My 2 top favorite, like speaking sessions I listened in on was the understanding data and forecasting trends, because the VP of data spoke, which was amazing. You know, somebody who is literally looking at data and analytics all day for Poshmark spoke. And then the COO, John McDonald, he talked about going into your actual sales report and seeing, you know, which brands are selling the best for me, which brands am I selling the quickest, which ones am I selling the most, do I have repeat customers. Just really dissecting all of that data was really helpful. But then we just had, you know, more panels, and then we had the hackathon reveal. So if you remember, Poshmark asked us for our suggestions for them to improve the app, and they announced that they are releasing drafts, which is just the biggest game changer, honestly. Mercari has drafts now, which I noticed today, and eBay has had drafts. And drafts is amazing because it allows me, you know, if I have something to do on Tuesday, I can list 10 items on Monday, I can list 5 of them and put the other 5 in my drafts. And then instead of having to take time out of my day on Tuesday to list those items, I can just list them then because they're already in my drafts. So I think that's a complete game changer. And they also revealed that they're creating new tabs, and they're making the interface just look better, the overall app look better. They're gonna make it to where you can filter by likes, comments, shares, offers, just lots of new filtering tabs instead of just having the comments and offers. It would be nice to see all the people who are liking my items instead of having to scroll through all of the noise to find them. But that was it. And then that night there was the party, which was phenomenal. If you talked to me, thank you. I talked to so many people that night. So many amazing conversations were had. And I just really appreciate anybody who walked up to me and talked to me. So that was pretty much kind of like my wrap up and what happened with POSHFEST. I think it was phenomenal. And we're gonna go into the Q&A portion because I think that'll, you know, it'll definitely give you some more information about it. And as always, this is all my personal opinion, my personal experience. Of course, everybody experienced Poshmark differently. You know, there might have been a few people who had a bad experience there. I do not know anybody who did. I think even the most shyest and most anxious of people had a great time. I had multiple people come up to me like, I was so nervous to say something to you, or I'm really shy, sorry. And I'm like, no, like, don't apologize about being shy, it's fine. And I'm a normal bitch. I really am. I'm a normal ass bitch, I'm telling you. The only difference between me and you is that I put all my life on the internet and you don't, and that's the biggest difference. I swear, I'm normal as hell. I'm nothing special. I just sit in front of this camera and I edit and upload these videos for the world to see. And same with Instagram. I'm on Instagram stories sharing my life. You could easily be doing the same thing too. And yeah, I'm normal. So please don't ever think like I can't walk up to Shyleen, I don't know, or some crazy shit like that. I'm a normal bitch. Walk up to me. I won't bite. We're gonna go into the Q&A portion. These were all asked on Instagram, so I'm just gonna go through them and answer them because that's what you do during a Q&A, correct? Correct. The first question is, if I go, how much money should I save? If you do not know, I went to POSHFEST for free. My flight was paid for, my ticket was paid for, my food was paid for, everything was paid for. So I thankfully, somehow, by the grace of the universe, I guess I've been putting a lot of positive energy into the world and it came back, and you know, I'm so thankful for that. But the ticket price for POSHFEST is a little over $200, so you're definitely going to need that. My flight was $404 round trip from Cleveland to Dallas. So depending on where you live, it really just depends, honestly. You know, somebody who lived in Texas could have easily drove and didn't even have to deal with the flight and just needed, you know, like $40 for gas. But me, I'm in Akron, so I had to fly, so you're definitely going to need that. So that already is $600. The hotel, so POSHFEST was Friday and Saturday, and it was Friday at 8 a.m., which means you should be there on Thursday night. So you're going to need Thursday night's money, Friday night's money, and Saturday night's money. And then assuming you leave Sunday because it's all over, you won't need to pay for that night. You just check out of your hotel. So we're talking 3 nights. On average, from what I got from everybody, kinda, was that for a hotel, you're pretty much gonna pay about $150 a night. So $150 a night for 3 nights, you're looking at about $450 for your hotel. Of course, if you stay in an Airbnb with multiple people, that's gonna change. Your price, you know, should go down. If you have a big ass Airbnb and it's 8 of you guys, the price is probably gonna drop. But if you're in a hotel by yourself, you're probably gonna pay like $150 a night. I know a lot of people stayed in the Nilo, which was over $150 a night. I know the Lorenzo was a little bit pricey, but they had a good deal through Poshmark. We stayed in the Cambria, which was, you know, decent pricing, and I know a lot of people stayed in Airbnb, so it really just depends on where you stay for lodging. As far as food, they pay for breakfast and lunch 2 days, so you're going to need to pay for dinner 2 days, and then if you get in the day before, you're going to have to pay for dinner then, and then the next morning breakfast. So I would say probably plan to bring about $100 for food. So overall, you're looking at about $1,000. You're looking at about a $1,000 trip, and I think that is a safe amount of money to save for this type of trip. Of course, it could go up, it could go under, but I think $1,000 is a decent amount to save. I mean, $800 to $1,000, I would say. Question number 2 is, do I think that my sales will increase based on my new knowledge? I don't really know. I feel like I did learn some things at POSHFEST, but I feel like I kind of, not even on no braggy type stuff, but I kind of know what I'm doing. Like, I know what I need to do to make sales at this point. It's just a fact of me doing them or not. I have a degree. I worked in resale. I understand Poshmark's platform and the algorithm. You share your shit and you list stuff, people will see it, and if you're buying the right things, people will buy them, especially if they're priced right. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not rocket science, because I understand that, of course, for certain people, it is going to be harder to grasp the idea of reselling and to grasp the idea of Poshmark. But for me, somebody who kind of has a foot already in that door, it's a little bit easier. I'm not even going to say it's a little bit easier. It's a lot easier. That's why I don't compare yourself to me. I have, you know, background in what I'm doing now. So I don't think my sales are going to increase based on the knowledge I gained from POSHFEST, but I do think my sales are going to increase based on the goals that I want to reach and the amount of work I plan on putting in for the rest of the year. Question number 3 is, should I definitely plan on going next year? Yes, you definitely should. Question number 4 is, how was the food? What are your feelings towards it? Okay, so I'm a big girl. I love to eat. I'm not a picky eater. Devin cooks dinner every night, and he never has to ask me like if I'm okay with anything because I don't care. I literally cannot think of any food that I do not like. No, can't think of any. So, with that being said, I did not mind the food. I love a good pulled pork sandwich. I love a good baked bean. I love a good potato salad. I do not think the food was bad, but I am also not picky, and I also really don't have high standards for food. I do think the food was messy, especially when we're at a fashion conference and you're serving us pulled pork. I get that we're in Dallas, Texas, but majority of us have on dresses, so that was fun. And then you're serving us baked beans, so you got to deal with gassiness. I don't remember if I was gassy or not, but I don't think serving baked beans to a bunch of women at a fashion conference or a pulled pork sandwich just sounds the best. But I like the food, so, you know, I wish the option was less messy, but I also enjoyed it. The breakfast, I was extremely disappointed in the breakfast because I was under the assumption that I was going to be eating breakfast. And the breakfast was pretty much an assortment of fruit, and there was like a little bowl of yogurt and a muffin. So it wasn't really breakfast. I was hoping for like, I don't know, like one sausage burrito. I don't know, like a big bowl of scrambled eggs. I was really thinking we were going to go into breakfast like a hotel breakfast. That was what I was under the assumption of. I don't know how they've done it under years or if I was wrong to assume that. But that was just my assumption. I was not. The breakfast was good, but it was not fulfilling. Like, I was dying until we had lunch. Question number 5 is, what was the best session and best piece of advice? The best session to me was with the VP of data. Her name, I have it written down. I believe her name is, where is it at? Her name is Barka Saxena. She's the VP of Data, Science, and Analytics. That was my favorite session. I feel like I learned the most out of that session. And I think the best piece of advice was all of the little tips she gave. So I'm going to grab my phone real quick so I can share those tips with you guys. So I have 9 tips that I took down while she was talking. I did share these on my Instagram story, so if you're not following me there, you should be. Number 1 is sharing is the most important thing, and I think that was honestly the best advice I got all weekend, because sometimes I only share my closet once a day, and if you're not sharing your items and bumping them back to the top of the feed, how do you expect to make sales? Not everybody's on there searching. Some people literally are just perusing. And yeah, I think that was the best advice I got. But some other tips she shared were to share other people's closet. Poshmark's the only place where 2 + 2 = 5, because sharing your items and other people's make your item more visible. And when you share other people's items, typically people come back and share yours, so it creates a ripple effect. 3, use all 8 photos for your listings. 4, styled listings sell faster statistically. This is what the lady said. Engaging with your customer by commenting increases your chance of a sale 2 to 3 times. I always leave a comment whenever I create like a private bundle and send them an offer. I always leave the comment like, hey love, I seen you liked a few items in my closet. I decided to send you an offer. Let me know if you have any questions, with like a heart emoji. That's typically what I say, just something short, cute, sweet. So the 6th tip is to stay ahead of seasonality. Stock items for the next season, the season before, because people are already purchasing those items to prepare. We don't get in the dead of winter and you start buying sweaters. You typically are buying sweaters before then. So, you know, it's just now starting to get really cold. You should have been had sweaters in your Poshmark closet. Number 7, if you are in 4 or more Poshmarkets, so there's women's, men's, kids, luxury, etc., then you can double your chance of selling your item because it'll be seen in different markets. Number 8, 1/5 of new Poshmark users are men. Try to diversify your closet or open a new closet. So I think that's definitely something I'm going to be doing more, is trying to find men's items to put in my closet, because there's obviously a demand for it and there aren't a lot of sellers filling the need or the supply. And then number 9, participating in Make a Deal Days and CCO can increase your chance to make a sale by up to 35%. And I typically do not participate in Make a Deal Days or CCO because my prices just get so low that it's like, damn, now I have to relist this. But I'm definitely going to be participating in those more because 35%, I mean, that's a decent percentage. That's kind of high. Number 6 was swag bag goodies. I did talk about that. We got the deodorant, pins, patches, all of that type of stuff. Number 7, top additions to app and what did I learn from other sellers. So the top new additions to the app are drafts and then the new tabs. So you can filter your likes, your comments, your shares, your offers, all of that. And what did I learn from other sellers? I really learned that I'm spending too much on items and I need to be more picky about what I'm picking up and more critical about the items I'm putting in my Poshmark closet. And I think that was my biggest takeaway, for me to just see that sometimes I pick up really crappy things because they're cheap and I really need to stop. Really need to stop. Sorry, I said that and I was like, yeah, because I'm just thinking about a few items in my Poshmark closet now and there's this one specific top in mind and I'm just like, why did I buy that? And I know why I bought it. I bought it because it was 80 cents and I should have left it there. Number 8, how did I feel about rooming with others? I had no problem with it. It was fine. If anything, it was even better because I had somebody to go there with. We got ready together. You know, we could check each other's outfits. You could zip up my dress. You know, it was just really nice. We helped each other throughout the whole time and it was a great experience. Number 9, was it worth going through the anxiety before you left? Yes, 1,000 times over. It was definitely worth it. POSHFEST honestly changed my life. And it was such a phenomenal experience. I couldn't imagine not going now that I did go. Number 10, how do you think they could improve next year? So the main things I think they could improve is that I'm almost positive everybody feels like they didn't have enough time. 2 days was not enough time, especially when you're sitting me at a table listening to people just push out information at me. It just wasn't enough time. There wasn't enough time to mingle, to network, to meet new people. I feel like when I met somebody, I pretty much had to say like hi, talk to them for like 3 minutes, and then, you know, somebody else would say something, and it was just a lot. It was a lot to fit into 2 days. Thankfully, I was there on Thursday as well. Shit, I was there Wednesday. So I was there Wednesday to Sunday, but I mean, everybody else wasn't. So, I just really wish that they would add another day next year, and I really wish that they would add like a networking box to where it was just 5 hours of people being able to network, and, you know, I think that would be really beneficial. I also think they should either add a larger variety to the food selection, or to just, I don't know, look at it more closely. Like I said, feeding a bunch of women pulled pork and baked beans at a fashion conference just doesn't sound the best. And also, a lot of people mention this. I feel like I did not learn like a lot of information because I wouldn't consider myself a veteran seller or anything like that. I haven't even sold like 600 items. But I just feel like at this point, like, I know what I need to do to make sales. So I feel like I need deeper, in-depth type of knowledge. I don't need beginner stuff anymore. Like, I need like some real shit, you know? So, those were the things I think they could improve on. My camera cut off because it got really hot, so I don't know the last thing I said. But number 12 is any word on new markets. Nobody said anything definitively, but I wouldn't be surprised if Poshmark went into like the hard goods, because it really wouldn't be anything different. I mean, you would just keep it under 5 pounds and, you know, they'd probably just still ask us to review things. Number 13 is, was there anything you didn't quite enjoy while I was there? I can't think of anything I didn't enjoy. I just wish I had so much more time. Number 14, did they say when Posh Canada would open? They did not give us a definitive date. When they talked about the drafts and the new rollouts, the new additions to the Poshmark app, they said within the next few months. So I would assume that drafts and the new tabs would be rolled out before the end of the year, but who's to say when it's going to come out? And then number 15, is it mostly resellers that attend POSHFEST? I would say a very large majority of it is resellers, but me and Olivia, we were sitting at a table and a lady asked if she could sit with us, and she wasn't even a reseller. She was just selling things from her own closet, and I think, from my understanding, was that she did enjoy the app, she enjoyed the platform, and that I don't know exactly, you know, her situation, but I would assume that she would run out of clothes eventually, and she was asking us different questions. You know, we were telling her about our average sales price and our average cost of goods and different things like that. So from my understanding, she was selling things from her own closet, but she enjoyed the app and the community so much that she was looking forward to starting to resell. That way she could still be on the platform. So I definitely don't think it was all resellers, but I would say majority of them were resellers, but there were definitely a few people who, you know, were there trying to learn so they could get started. So this video is long enough. I'm sorry that it's long, but POSHFEST was long. I was really exhausted by the time I got back home. I felt like I needed 2 days to recover. I've been back hustling, so I've listed close to 20 items on Poshmark and Mercari, and I put some on TradeZ and eBay, so I'm starting to get back in the groove of things. I definitely need to go sourcing a few more times this week to get more inventory, but I hope you guys like this video. It's a little wrap up. If you didn't go to POSHFEST, I hope this gave you some information on it. Maybe kind of, you know, you could gauge if you want to go next year or not, if it's worth the money, anything like that. It was phenomenal. I think it was probably one of the best experiences I've had in my lifetime, definitely, for sure. And I definitely want to go next year, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys next year. Like, I'm really excited. I cannot wait until they announce where it's going to be at. I hope that it is not like super West Coast, but what can a girl do? I live in Ohio. They're not going to come here. If they came to Columbus or Cincinnati, that would be crazy. But I'm going to go now. As always, please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Follow me on my reseller Instagram at Shawns_wardrobe, and I will slowly start releasing the vlogs. They are choppy, like I said, but they'll be out there for the world to see and for me to remember. And I look forward to looking back on all that footage. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.